You are listening to CrossTalk, a safe place to discuss addiction, recovery, harm reduction, and everything in between. Support for this podcast comes from the Kentucky Opioid Response Effort and Advocates of Recovery. Content and production by the team at Turning Point Recovery Community Center. Now, buckle up and get ready for the show.
Welcome everyone to CrossTalk Recovery, the recovery podcast that supports all forms of recovery. I'm Matt Lewis, and I'm here with
Trip Roby.
And Matt Price.
What's up, guys?
What's going on,
Glad
buddy?
to have you back. Glad to have you here together.
Glad to be here.
Both guys work out at Changes.
Yes, sir.
Changes Invasion. I think that's what I'm going to call this podcast, Changes Invasion.
We are.
Yeah, I've been wanting to have you guys both on together because I enjoyed both times you guys were on, and you guys are close friends. So do this podcast, and we talked about a topic, right? Yeah. And you had said something about making recovery cool again.
Yeah.
And, when you said that, I was like, making it cool again, because personally, I think recovery is cool.
Absolutely.
And it's what you make of it, obviously. I think that it's never been as cool as it is today.
Definitely not.
I mean,
you got people like us.
Exactly.
Cool right here in front of you. Right?
Well, I mean, that's true, though. Like, the way we're living it, the way we're trying to promote it, I think the Recovering Out Loud, I'm all about that, and like, trying to put out a positive message, and I know you guys do that as well.
Yes.
So, and I know that, famous people are recovering out loud. It's never been more cool than to be in recovery than it ever has. So when you said making it cool again, I was curious as to what your perspective was on that.
All right. Like I said last time, my perspective on recovery and sobriety was a group of old timers. And I never saw anybody in recovery that loved to be in recovery until I met Trip. He was cool. Like my stigma, not only recovery has a stigma, but being recovered, the stigma is it's going to be a miserable life. Like, golly, I can't never do the things that I want to do more than anything in this world ever again. And I felt like it was like maybe a shade cast over to my mind that I would be a 90-year-old man, miserable, and, the fun was over until somebody showed me that recovery can be cool. And that's the man that did it for me right there.
Yeah, I definitely agree that there's a lot of the old timers that I see, I don't want what they have.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're sober. I'm glad they're not, ruining their lives like they used to, but sometimes they don't seem very happy. I think it's important to be vocal about your recovery. I think that and you know how we talked about last time, not understanding the anonymity. Somebody came and told me after that anonymity is meant to protect the program of AA from us, relapsing or acting out or not continuing to set the example. And I think that we all know that relapse doesn't have to be a part of recovery, but it's a reality of recovery, and people can bounce back from that. That'd
be like me saying one Major League Baseball player on steroids, it ruins the whole Major League Baseball program. That's not true either. That's part of it as well.
Exactly.
So I mean, I agree with you to a certain extent. You're trying to protect AA as a whole. And one bad apple would basically spoil the bunch. But
I think it's like the perspective of we're trying to battle stigma, right?
With me, anonymity is like this. I'm not gonna go out here and talk about what's going on in the meetings or share who's in there, what this, or anything like that. But as far as if I want to talk about my recovery and put my recovery out there, that's up to me, man, because you know what? People need to see that. People need to hear that. People need to know that people are recovering and enjoying their lives. You know what I'm saying? And, if no one talked about it, no one would know about it.
Right.
I've
never seen one methamphetamine commercial. I've never seen one fentanyl commercial, one Grey Goose commercial, but I wanted meth, fentanyl, and Grey Goose. It's attraction rather than promotion. What they were doing looked fun to me. Yeah. So if Trip's in recovery and what he's doing looks good to me, that attracts me to it. He's not promoting AA, he just attracts me to it.
And my thing was this, when I would think about recovery like in addiction, I was just like nerds. They're not having there's no way people could be sober and having fun. You know what I'm saying? But it's the opposite, man. I can tell you it's definitely worth living. We had a blast yesterday, didn't we? Here I am. But yesterday, me and my girlfriend, we went took her son, got our haircuts, you know what I'm saying, went out to eat. Man, I enjoy life sober, man. I enjoy life sober. It's a whole lot better than, chasing a bag and
absolutely
in misery.
Yeah, I think, and also you look at it like this. what if you, like, if you're scared that I'm going to say I'm in recovery and then screw up and then give recovery a bad name, what if I don't?
What if you don't?
What if you
fail? What if you fly this time?
Exactly.
But what if you do?
That's the testimony, right?
What if
that's
you do? You dust yourself off and you get back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because guess what? There's going to be people that see you do that and say, well, if he can, I can.
Yeah. I think that most of us know, who have tried this many times before succeeding at it, that there's nothing like coming back into the rooms and feeling those open arms.
Absolutely.
Like, nobody's judging you. They're like, oh, here you are. You're back. You're trying again. You're not giving up. You're not just out there. As long as you're alive, you can still get this, right?
That's it.
And so, I mean, they say keep coming back. That's what you got to do.
That's like in our profession. We were talking the other day. The ones that return, we always give them a hug. I'm glad you made it back. Proud you made it.
Absolutely.
And most of the return clients are our family now. Like we root for them. We love them. We watch them from afar on Facebook. And man, we're glad that there's still fight in them.
There's nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be ashamed about. You made a mistake. You dust yourself off. You get back to work. You live to fight another day.
My thing is, like, I say the same thing whenever somebody comes back through the door that I know has gone back out. Did you learn something from it? Yeah. Right? As long as you learn something from it that you're gonna apply moving forward, then it might have been worth it. Because that's the whole thing. Like,
I tell our guys, fail forward. You're going to fail, make sure you're falling forward. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You make mistakes. You learn from them. You dust yourself off. You get back to work.
And the thing about mistakes is you don't start from scratch. You start from experience. Like you said, as long as you're learning something.
You turn those wounds into wisdom.
There it is.
Turn those wounds into wisdom.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. I mean, application is key, right? Yeah. And so if you learn something and then apply it, then you're growing. And we have to be growing. We have to be growing.
Well, that's recovery in a nutshell. Anything that I can take from back here where I fell short or where I lost or made a mistake and I can apply it up here and not do the same thing over again, that's not only recovery, but that's called being an adult. And I didn't know how to be an adult.
Right.
You don't make the same mistake over and over again. You make the mistake one time, and the second time was a choice to make that mistake. Yeah. And I had to learn that. Like, I knew touching that frying pan was gonna be hot. Yeah. The second time I did it was a choice to do it. Yeah. Well, and that was what it took me.
We're from a group. I tell the guys all the time to F around and find out. I can be told a million times not to do this. My dad told me growing up, don't pull a dog's tail. Yeah. Guess what? I decided I was going to pull a dog's tail one day, and it about killed me. After that, guess what? Never pulled another dog's tail. It's not going to happen. But
I had to learn every lesson the hard way.
Exactly. Me too.
You could tell me, but I wanted to know for myself.
Yeah, me too.
And I think a lot of us are that way. Sadly, today I try to learn from other people's mistakes. Yeah. Not even my own.
That's a wise man. A wise man learns from the mistakes of
others.
Trying
to be a wise man. It took me long enough to get to the point of wanting to be a wise man, but today I'm there.
I'm not gonna say I'm wise, but I'm gonna say that I'm
I'm
smarter
not wise.
than I used to be.
And I want to be wise.
Yeah.
I mean, any pain with my higher power, there's no pain in vain. The pain that I go through is to teach me something.
Yeah.
Or it's like this. I told a guy the other day, God came to me and he said, I'm going to give you more pain than you think you'll ever be able to handle, but it's so you can help other people in that same pain. And that made all the sense in the world to me. Life doesn't come without struggle. Life doesn't come without pain. If there's breath in my lungs, then anything that comes that day I can handle. I say that all the time, man. Like, your water got cut off. Well, you're alive today. That you're blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that trouble, that problem is still a blessing. And man,
I love the struggle. I love the struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for bad days, the good days, they wouldn't mean nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you're grateful. You're grateful to have the good days because you can remember the bad.
You can't appreciate the sweet without the sour.
Yeah, that's it.
Like that. Yeah. I mean, stay grateful. That's what I preach all the time. The importance of gratitude and the power of perspective. You can look at your problems that you're gonna have, you're gonna face, because that's how life is. You could look at them and just stay in the negative and let them weigh you down and go complain to somebody else about them that they don't want to hear. And that anyway. Or you could use it as an opportunity to learn and grow and how you handle it and set an example for other people, and always choose to look at the positive and find the thing to be grateful for in the struggle.
That's my thing. I tell the guys a lot, man, quit complaining. Either you change it, you accept it, or you shut up. But there's nothing worth complaining about. You know what I'm saying? Move on. Fix it.
Yeah.
Watch it happen, make it happen, or wonder what the heck just happened.
Yeah,
in my whole life, I watched it happen. I never made it happen. I always wonder what happened today. I'm trying to make it happen while they watch it happen, so everybody else can wonder what the hell just happened. And that's where I'm at today. Like, man, my mom says I'm obsessed with winning. And to a certain extent, I am, and she doesn't understand that. He is super obsessed with winning. Mine is if I'm not going for a win, the only thing I'm guaranteed is a loss, and I'm tired of losing, man. I know what that tastes like.
Yeah, that's my thing, man. I lost for so long, and it got comfortable with it, accepted that. Today, no, I win, baby.
I'm the same way,
John
man.
Wooden, or who was it? Just win, baby. That was Al Davis. Just win, baby.
I'm very competitive, and I was way more competitive in the madness. And the difference is that when I lost, I got angry, and I took it out on everybody else around me.
Yeah,
Today,
I still do that.
yeah, today I can accept the loss and try to learn from it and try harder the next time and realize people are watching me lose, and how am I going to carry myself upon that loss? That's the way I look at it. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it's like the thing where, I used to get sports teams, man. I used to get so mad watching my team. I'd be up screaming, cussing the TV, putting holes in walls. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not even playing.
Who's your team?
Are you a Cowboy fan?
Bucks fan.
Oh, Bucks. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that that's ridiculous behavior. I was rooting for it. I wasn't even in the game.
Right.
That's what my dad would remind me. He's like, son, they're not paying you a check this week. I'm like, yeah, but I'm invested,
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And that's kind of it is with the people we work with. We're invested in them too. We want to see them win. Yeah. I'm competitive when it comes to that. I want to see everybody win. Now, I start every class I teach, make all the guys say I'm the best, and that's them being the best version they've ever been. I'm not in competition with you or him. I'm in competition with me. My goal is simple every day: be better than I was yesterday. And as long as I do that every day, then I'm the best every time I say it, and I mean it. There was a quote, I know I'm going to butcher it if I let me think. Hard times make hard men make soft times make soft men make hard times.
Yeah.
Love it.
I've heard that before. It's a great quote.
And that rings true for me, man. Work hard. It's my job as a father. It's my job as a recovery coach to teach these people to work hard, man, and maybe make tomorrow a little easier. And when it gets easier, you still work hard.
Let me tell you something. Matt's a motivator. I'm telling you, when I come in on second shift, these guys are just ready to run through walls and stuff. They're all screaming, I'm the best. And you know what? It's great, man. They believe it. And you know what? That's what it takes. You have to have a belief that you will achieve this, or you won't. It's just like I tell them all the time, if you believe you can, you can. If you tell yourself you can't, you never will.
Yeah, if you tell you can or you can't, you're right either way. I wake up with the mindset every morning, and Paige makes fun of me. I wake up with the mindset every day that everybody had a chance till I woke up. Y'all all had a chance to win today, but I woke up, and I tell myself that every day. Everybody in the building had a chance. Everybody in the state of Kentucky had a chance until I woke up. When my feet hit the floor, it's my turn, and that's
time to shine.
That's what I have to do. I have to look at it like that, because I look at myself in a negative way my whole life, man. Today I'm a half-court buzzer-beating ass dude, and that's where I'm going with it.
Cornhole's a little different.
most sports is different. I don't whatever, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I hear from a lot of people that graduate, changes, and come down here, get into sober living, or come receive our services. They're always talking about both you guys and how you have positively impacted them.
It's all God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm grateful that He made us a vessel in which His light shines.
Amen.
Because I truly believe we are hype men for the broken.
Yeah.
I believe that we're in the right spot, doing the right thing with the right people, and that's got to be divine. I don't care who your higher power is. That's divine.
It's not for everybody. Not everybody has the heart to do it. One, not everybody can deal with seeing people struggle. It's not physically stressful, but it's mentally stressful for sure. And it's hard when you see that guy that you care about that you thought was going to do it this time and keep coming back through that door, and you can get weighed down and think, is it even possible? Am I making a difference?
It's a job you got to live for.
Yeah.
That's it. Selling cars, I sold cars for years. I would go to work and I would just leave work at work. With this, no. My life revolves around recovery. My life revolves around helping other people, and it takes a lot of time. You stay busy doing it, but the payoff is well worth it. The payoff.
What do you guys do to pour into your cups, right? Because we can't pour out of an empty cup. You have to, whether it's the meetings, whether it's the people you surround yourself with, your family, whether you find the hobbies or the things you do for fun that give you that fill you back up spiritually?
I tell you, we make sure we do a Saturday night date night, which is always amazing, you know. And I like riding bikes. I got a motorcycle, so I do that a lot, you know. We just make sure I take time doing hobbies, you know, and making sure I'm getting enjoyment out of my life as well, you know.
I can't believe I'm going to say this on this podcast, but I don't care if y'all make fun of me.
Are we talking about bubble baths?
Bubble baths.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
That's next level self-care, bro.
I'm a firm believer in bubble baths, and I don't like to read, so I read around 4 books at a time.
He's a reader.
I read.
He loves to
constantly
read.
I'm reading the Bible. I got 4 books in my book bag. I read all the time. Battlefield of the Mind. I've read 28, 29 times.
He gave me that book once.
Once, you never read
to read it.
I read it over and over. I've bought that book like 4 times. When it wears out, I'll buy another one. I got to stay educating myself. It's like I said in a class the other day. Even if it's just learning 1 word a day.
Yeah.
If it's learning 1 word a day, anything that makes me grow 0.002 every day, then man, like that's how I fill my cup back up. And I go to church. We go to CRs. But my bath, man, I got 1 hour bath time. I may light some candles. I might burn some incense. I might even put a bath bomb in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But hey, that 1 hour is mine, and that's my meditation.
That's awesome.
I firmly believe in meditation. Get somewhere quiet, get somewhere comfortable, get somewhere still, because it's praying is you talking to God. Meditation is me listening to God, and that hour of meditation that's mine, no interruptions. Man, that's where I get my peace. You know, that's where I leave my work at. I leave my work in the bathtub. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when I let the water out, it works.
And also a tin of blue.
Most times a tin of blue. Yes.
Yeah.
But people at work make fun of me, but I love my baths, and I don't care. Judge me, they can't whoop me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would love to take a bath. I just have a hard time fitting in them.
Yeah, you're tall.
I'm the same way. Maybe if there was one big enough that I was like, you know.
I'm just in there like this.
I got a big
hot tub. I could do a hot tub.
I have a big clawfoot old school tub.
I love it. Man, I had one of those growing up.
That's good.
Yeah, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. If I have nothing to pour out, then I'm no good to anybody. If I can't be the best me, I can't save you from drowning if I'm drowning. So yeah, that's how I refill mine. How do you do yours?
No bubble baths, but very similarly, man, mine is strongly built in my relationship with God. I took the suggestion of Sabbath day.
Yes.
And I spend every morning in the Word and prayer, and then I take Saturdays are usually my Sabbath day, which I spend doing things that I enjoy doing, whether it's playing music, hiking, art, the things that I enjoy doing that are mine, that like bring me happiness, like your bubble bath.
It keeps you from getting burnt out, man. You know, you just got to get busy. You got to make sure you're taking self-care time, man, and doing the things that you enjoy doing. If not, it's easy to get burnt out, man, especially in this field. But we just got to make sure we take time for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's important, and because I think it's even more important for people like us that have a heart to do it and a desire to help people, because then other people are missing out. If we're not taking care of ourselves, other people are missing out. Yeah. It's not just that we're going to suffer from it. It's that other people are going to suffer if we're not taking care of ourselves so we can put out positivity.
A couple months back, I had like it was probably about a month funk. I don't know what it was, but Matt's like, man, you got to get it together. I don't know what's going on. And that's what it was. I was just staying so busy worried about everything else and not focusing on me. You know what I'm saying? The
reason we excel is because no matter what's going on in our life, we walk in that building, it's game time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we owe those guys and girls, 100% of us, no matter what our life looks like outside. It doesn't matter if me and my wife argued like cats and dogs on the way to work. You walk into work, they deserve 100% of us. You know, we got 30 days. We got 30 days to undo 30 years of crap. And man, they don't got time for it, man. If you're sad, do it sad. If you're hungry, do it hungry. If you're mad, do it mad. You just got to do it. And that's that PTFO mind frame, man. Like, it doesn't matter. If I can go buy a bag mad or go buy a bottle sad, I can come to work and give my all mad and sad too.
And I'm like this. I could have one bad day and come in there and have a bad day and let it rub off on others, which could cause them to walk out this building today and go back out here to the madness. Whatever I'm going through, like he said, we've got to leave at the door. We got to come in here and perform. You know what I'm saying? And do everything that we can to show them. Right. You know what? Recovery's cool.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. That's how you show them recovery's cool, is how you carry it, man. You know, and the example you set. I don't consider myself a great speaker, but I feel like I set a good example in how I live my life. You know, by enjoying it and having as much fun as possible, and by helping other people. You know?
And that's what I try to do when we come in. Let me tell you, there's no better motivator that I've ever met in my life than this guy right here. I mean, it's unbelievable. Greatest speaker I've ever seen, great motivator. I come in, I try to get the guys laughing, smiling, joking and having fun, because that's something I needed. Israel Melton. Israel Melton. I went to rehab at a place called Jacoa. And when I got there, I met this guy, and that's who he was. He was just this funny guy that laughed and had a blast. And I'm like, it's been a long time since I barely laughed. When I walked in there, I was like, maybe there's something to this. You know what I'm saying?
Can I speak on this for a second?
Yeah.
All right, so this is how it worked for me. For my mind, if I see it, I think it. If I think it, I believe it. If I believe it, I become. When I came into changes, I was beat down and broken. I was in medical for a while because I was drinking for years. My first class of Trip, I saw him. I'm like, this dude. First I thought he was high. Then I realized that he wasn't high and he just loves life. And I was like, I saw him and he made me think like, okay, now I'm thinking if he can do it, I can do this. And then if you hang around Trip, a side effect of hanging around Trip is he might motivate you. So now I believe it. So now I'm thinking it, I see it, I think it. I believe if he can do it, I can do it, and then I become it. And that's how it works for me. Like if I see it, I think it, I believe, I become. I watched him and he made recovery cool. And I was like, man, I can still live a fun life and have a blast and come in with all these funny stories to tell and stone sober, man. And I wanted it. I didn't know how he got it, but I knew I was ready to take a suggestion from him. And it actually took his suggestion, the same thing I'd heard a million times. He said, don't you think it's time you get your S together? Get your stuff together? Get your stuff together. And I was like, why hadn't nobody ever said that before? And everybody has. It just took somebody that had nothing to gain out of it. Like, hey, bro, you're 40 years old. It's time for you to get your life together. And I was like, dang, you're right. This redheaded, left-handed dude in Kentucky just put it in perspective.
It's the right words at the right time when you're open-minded and willing to receive them, right?
That's it.
Like I get people coming all the time. Like they'll leave one rehab, they're looking to go to another one, and they're like, "Which is the best one to go to?" And I say, always tell them the one you go into with an open heart and mind, ready to change. I swear,
that's it. Look, we get them, and they'll be like, well, I've been suggested to go to this place, but there's somebody here that's been there, and they're telling me it's horrible. I'm like, let me tell you what you make it. It doesn't matter where I go. I can have success anywhere. You put me on Alaska right now, in Alaska in the dark or whatever's going on, I promise you this, I'm winning today. It's a mindset. And if you go in somewhere with thinking negative and expecting the worst, you're going to get it.
If you go in trying to get away with something, trying to see what you can slide by, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Exactly.
You're going to find something that you don't like, complain about, and you're going to leave. Or you're not going to take anything useful with you.
It's the yellow Corvette theory. You never see a yellow Corvette until you see one, then you see five. So if you go into it, if I go on my wife's phone looking for something to make me mad, no matter what, I'm going to find it. But if I go into your phone and look for something to make me mad, I'm going to find it. We have no relationship.
Where's my phone?
but at the same time, if I go into my wife's phone looking for a phone number, if I go into your phone looking for a phone number, I'm going to find that phone number. It's what I'm looking to see is what I'm going to see.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I'm looking for a problem, I'm going to find it no matter where I go. And I've noticed that with my life. I can find problems or I can find blessings and I can find solutions. And today I choose blessings and solutions. Man.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Where your mind's at and what you want, what you're looking for.
When you're ready, you're ready. All right, so when your why is big enough, I get excited. I'm sorry. When your why is big enough, your how don't matter. Like if my why is saving my life, how? All right, so if I went to Trip and said his house is on fire, my wallet's on the kitchen counter. Go get my wallet. He's gonna look at me like I'm crazy. If my house is on fire, Trip, my infant is sitting in her playpen. No matter how big that fire is, no matter how smoky it is, he's going in to get that.
I'm gonna figure out how.
He's going to get it because the why mattered more than the how. It doesn't matter how scary, how big, how bad the how is. If you want to get sober, get sober.
What's your why?
Man, if you want to get sober, do it. The biggest lie I was ever told was it's not that simple. That's a lie. It is.
It really is. You know what it is? Just doing the next right thing.
It's that simple.
And you always hear that. Just the next right thing. That's it.
Yeah.
You just do the next right thing continuously. Guess what?
Yeah.
You'll have some success.
It's that simple.
You'll have
I can't get sober. Yes, you can. It's that simple. I can't get my wife back. It's that simple. If you're willing to put in the work to do it, you're going to get it. It's that simple.
Willingness and action. That's what it's all about. I mean, when I went to rehab, I wasn't ready to get sober.
Right.
And I didn't have to be there either. I was just going there to try and get healthy again. It was COVID. I didn't want to go back to my parents. I didn't want to be on the street.
Right.
So I went into rehab and I was like, I'll get completely healthy and then I'll moderate. I got this after that. And while I was in there, it was like you said, somebody in the program who was teaching classes before me, made it look fun, had jokes, and was a success story. And I was like, wow, so there is another way. Because I'd always thought only people that I ran with were doing what I was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't know that there was another way. I didn't believe it was possible. And one, I thought it was going to be boring.
That was me.
Yeah.
I was like,
this
I'm
has
going to be
suck.
bored, so I'll just use again. So why even try?
Yeah.
You know, that was my excuse for so many years. And man, I mean, recovery is anything but boring today. I'm busier than I've ever been, but I'm happy.
When I went to long term, it was this: to get out of jail, to keep from going to prison, and then it was they put me in drug court, and I'm like, I'll finish this drug court thing, but as soon as I'm done, I'm getting high again, you know. And but along the way, I started enjoying life, man, a whole lot more than I ever did when I was high.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, why would I trade this in to go back to that when I'm driving this brand new, you know, what I'm saying, you know, 2025, you know, 26 nice whip to go back to this old 82 Cutlass, you know, like. No, I'm not doing that. You know, and that's what I tell our clients. If you just give it time, you know, for your life to come together and you start enjoying it, you won't want to go back to this old way of living. You know?
I don't care what
it's just people don't wait. Yeah. They jump right out and they look for a good excuse to throw it away. And then when something bad happens, they say, here's my reason.
Yeah.
Here's my reason.
Sure.
Or they're looking for a girlfriend. I cannot stand that, man. I can't. And I will say this. I'll be the first one to tell you, hey, I came to rehab because I was going to lose Paige, which is my wife. And that was my motivation for coming. I had no plans on doing anything but satisfying Paige. And along the way, I met him, man, and it changed. And
well, God, and you know, I'll tell you what happened with me is that, you know, I said I'm going to take me a couple years to just focus on me and get my life together, because I always said if I want a great woman, I got to be a great man. You know, and but I'll tell you what, in doing so and focusing on me, I started working on myself. Things started happening. God put somebody in my life. You know, I got a wonderful woman today, Miss Mike. I couldn't be any happier. Yeah, we all work together. We have a blast, and you know, I'm glad I did it the way that I did it, because you know, I got to find myself first. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that for me, it was like I had already done it that way for 30 years, right? I did it into the ground. I did all the time. I had the fun and then it was no longer fun for a long time. And so I didn't, once my body and my mind started to heal, and I started seeing that there was another way and believing, and realized if I just apply some of this stuff, my life gets better. I don't go to jail. I feel good. You know, I remember stuff. You know, my relationships last, all that stuff. It's like, why would I go back? Why would I've already done that. Like, I'm not missing out on anything. You know, I know there's no new drug or no new scene that I'm going to be like, man, I wish I was a part of that. I did it
see
to
what
death.
that's like. Yeah. I don't. Because I know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't miss that lifestyle at all. You know?
I told the guys in class the other day, I said, man, try this way of life 5 years. And then I said, no, mate, try it 10 years. 10 years from now, you stay sober for 10 years, and you relapse 10 years down the road. You'll end up on the same front porch with the same old man having the same conversation you had 10 years behind.
Yep.
It's like, man, 10 years from now, you're going to have either 10 years of process, 10 years of progress, or 10 more years of regret, you know? And it's like, man, I want to see what this life, what it has to hold, man.
I like the rewards.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the rewards of living this life, you just gain, you win, it feels good. You know, I got tired of facing consequences. I got tired of sitting in jail cells. I got tired of losing everything, you know. Today, just like he said, just be a better version than you were yesterday. And in doing so, you'd be amazed with what life gives you, what God gives you, man.
You have to admit, your bad days are different today than they used to be.
Oh, absolutely. There was a point when me and a guy were talking shortly after I'd been working here for like a year. I was about 2 years sober, and he was like, man, it's crazy. I don't feel like I'm having the struggles I used to have. And I'm like, you know, life's still hard. We just look at it differently. Yeah. You know, we're not using it, catastrophizing it, and using it as an excuse to make it worse. Right. You know, we're armed with tools that we're utilizing to handle whatever life throws at us, and that makes all the difference in the world, man. You know.
Definitely.
Even on the things I can't handle and the tools that I'm not equipped with yet, I keep people in my
support
direct
system.
circle.
Yeah.
That man.
That's what I was about to say. Let me tell you what, you know, in addiction, I was alone. I was alone. The only time people had me around or wanted to be around me if I had something to offer. And you let me be going through something, you know what? They're just going to drag me down. You know, today if I'm going through something, I got people in my corner, man, that are pushing me to tell me it's going to be okay, and that will do anything they can do to help me get through it. You know, and because of that, I've made it through some stuff. A
buddy of mine calls me Chicken Little because I catastrophize. This guy's following. This guy's I catastrophize. But you know, people that know me know it, and they reel me in quick. Like he's real good. He's like, hey, bro, you're tripping right now.
Yeah.
Calm down. It's not that bad. And I'm like, it is that bad.
You need people like that in your life.
He had to do it for me
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He said, "Your trip, MF, and Roby." I'm like, "I'm glad you just reminded me of that, bro."
Sometimes we forget.
I needed that.
Yeah, sometimes
I
we forget.
needed that.
Yeah. Sometimes we forget, man. And we've survived so much crazy stuff. Like, if we would write a book, nobody'd believe it. I mean, like, the stuff we've survived, people lose sleep over. And why do we walk around with our heads down? Like, that's man.
But I think that the things we've survived and the things we've been to especially equip us. Like, you know, the average Joe looks at things that we've done and that blows their mind, but we've survived it and we're stronger because of it.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
now we're placed in a position to help other people deal with those things.
Bottom built better for it.
That's it. I tell
Yeah.
my clients all the time, I'm like, look, we can go play tug of war against just some regular people. And I'm picking us every time because I'm telling you, you know, I tell them, Matt will be crawling up the, you know, the rope, chewing on fingers and stuff. You know, we will figure out a way to win because we've started from the bottom. We used to start days with nothing in our pocket. By the end of the day, had whatever we wanted.
Absolutely.
If we take that same mentality into recovery, I mean, how could you lose? How could you lose, man?
Resourceful. We're very resourceful people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I always tell the guys, man, I have a brother that, thank God, he's sober. But maybe God chose us like Job because he knew our shoulders were broad enough to carry this. Because I don't think my brother would have survived what I survived. I'm pretty sure his sister wouldn't have, you know. And maybe we were chosen because he knew we could make it through it and be better for it on the other side. I mean,
Absolutely, you were. I mean, just like our jobs, like exactly. Not everyone could do this. Not everyone could deal with seeing people at their worst and trying to pull them up out of it and stay positive and encouraging. A lot of people can't. It would weigh them down. Like you both are, and myself, and many of us are equipped to do that. And I think it's God's grace, man.
I love it.
absolutely, it's God's grace.
There's no better feeling than seeing somebody, like you said, come from that bottom and struggle to rise to the top, man. To rise to the top. And I get messages from them every day, you know, and that is why I do this.
Yeah.
That is why I do this, just to see the success stories and know you played a role in somebody's life and helping them change for the better.
The outcome,
you know what I'm saying?
not
The
the
outcome.
income.
Yeah, that's it, man. I'm
We're
here
not
for
gonna
the
get rich
outcome,
doing
not the
this.
income.
No.
But I make a joke all the time. I'm the richest I've ever been.
Well, that's what I was looking. I was gonna ask
Spiritual
you.
rewards, baby.
Hey, I was going to ask you, can I borrow some gas when you get home? You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's not why we do it.
No, it's not. And like I said, I may not have as much money in the bank account as anybody else, but I'm richer than a lot of people, man. And it was just, it took me changing the way I look at things. Perception's everything for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then walking in it. Like, I'm going to say something about Tripp that he don't even know I know, but I'm going to say it.
Oh,
Tripp's
God.
mama walks knowing she's about to win the lottery. She's picking out houses.
How do you know
She
this?
picks out cars. She picks out cars. See, and that's what you have to do. You don't. The burning bush was the I am, but before that, before it got translated into Hebrew, it was Aramaic, and Aramaic was I will be what I will be. Yeah. So walk in it.
Words have power, man.
Walk
you got to
in it.
speak it into existence.
Man, you walk in it, it'll happen. I have no doubt. Her numbers will be drawn eventually.
I
'cause
sure
she's
hope
walking
so.
it.
And
She's-
shout out to Mom. I love you.
Shout out to
I
my
love
mama
you,
too. I
Mom.
love you too,
Yeah.
Mama.
Shout out to Mom.
And shout out to both of our dads. Our dads
Yeah.
didn't get to make it to where we're at today, man. But they're smiling down together. That's for sure, man.
I guarantee it.
Yeah. But I look up to her because she walks in that. I'm winning the lottery. It's just win.
Oh, look, I'll call her. She's like, they sold that one house, but I've done find another one, and it's going to be right next door to my house. Like, she's making plans of when she wins this lottery, we're all moving to Gulf Shores and living it up.
It's
man.
no if, it's when.
It's going to happen.
That's awesome.
That's what you got to do, man.
love that.
That's self love.
Yeah.
That's self care. Like how you got a mindset.
Yeah.
You're going to win no
She
matter
can't
what,
wait.
man. And that's awesome to me because all I saw was what I knew in the madness, and I was comfortable with that ghost because I knew that ghost.
Yeah.
I was comfortable with the ghost I knew, and I was so scared of the ghost I didn't know. Little did I know the ghost I didn't know would give me the best version of my life I've ever had. I just had to get uncomfortable for a second. And most people are scared to do that, man.
Yeah.
Trying something
Absolutely.
new.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to do the hard work on yourself. I mean, I'm bad about it. I look at it as humility. Like, I'm not one of those people who, like, talks himself up. I'm always like, my art sucks or my music sucks. I know nobody likes it. Nobody's watching. And I don't believe that, but I say it. And people always get on to me like, words have power.
Don't
You're
do
saying
that.
that. Like, I look at it as me being humble because I don't want to ever be prideful and think that I'm better than anybody else. Yeah. But at the same time, I shouldn't be
I get
down on myself either.
Yeah.
And I'm working on it.
Never accept disrespect, especially from yourself. And like you said, words do have power. And man, if I think I'm going to be a piece of crap my whole life, I'm going to be a piece of crap my whole life. And yeah, man.
If I think it, therefore I am.
There it is.
If I say it, therefore I am.
Yeah, I mean, we believe what we tell ourselves. Man, don't do that. Don't ever speak down on yourself. Like, hey, I don't care what he thinks, you think, she thinks. If I tell y'all had a chance so I woke up, I mean it. You know what I'm saying? I mean it.
What you think of yourself means more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, really.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's that back to the power of perspective, right? Like, if you're like Sam, my buddy Sam, he just went off to work for the state.
Yeah.
He's working for the AG's office. His salary doubled.
saw
He's
it.
doing
Well,
big things.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome,
all
man.
like, I'm not jealous. I wouldn't probably want to do that.
I am a little bit.
But two, like, I'm legitimately happy for him and his success and what he's going to be able to do at that level, and he's perfectly fitted for that. Like, that's the kind of stuff he enjoys doing. He's going to do great at it, and I'm happier doing what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, I don't like sitting behind a desk as little as possible. I like working with people one-on-one, especially. That's where my heart is, to really get to know somebody, get to know what they're going through, and try to gently steer them towards the right direction or a new way of thinking.
Yeah, I got to be moving and shaking. That's my thing. I can't be behind a desk doing this and that, but I know this. God is going to lay the way for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my time is coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, my time's coming.
And for us as addicts and alcoholics, we don't need somebody behind a desk telling us what to do. We need somebody that's been where we're at and tell us what not to do. Hey, bro, don't do that. This is what's going to happen. You don't need to do this. You don't need. We take advice from people that have never constructed anything we've walked through, and we take it as fact. And really, man, we've walked through more things than they've ever imagined walking through.
What I'm like this. I like taking advice from people that's been where I've been, that have what I want. Plain and simple. If you've came from where I've came from, you've dealt with the same battles I have, and then I look at the life that you're living right now, and I say, man, that's the direction I want to go in.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's somebody you need to take some advice from.
Right. Well, that's what he was to you.
Yeah.
That's what Max Grantham was to me. He now is the director at some point. But
Shout
at the
out to
time-
Max. Shout out to Max.
He was just like phase 1 coordinator or phase 2 coordinator when I first got there. But he would do what they called Toolbox Tuesday every Tuesday. And
I've heard about this.
Yeah, and it was pretty much the same story. But it was funny. And, like, he came to Centerpoint in shackles like Hannibal. You know, like, he had the thing on his face.
Oh.
Like, they brought him in there. They didn't let him leave to go out to meetings or nothing. And now he's running the place. You know, and you see something like that, you got to respect the change. And the fact that he has such a great attitude, it's like, that's what it takes. It's just seeing somebody else that you relate to, that you end up respecting because of their past, taking a few suggestions and applying it to your life.
That's why I love working with, where we're at right now, man. It changes, our whole crew, that's who it is. It's people that's been there that have, a lot of people have came through the program. Some of us haven't, but all of us have lived that life and came out better for it,
Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind. It was not by accident I met him. Had I not met him, I would have lost my wife. I'd probably still be in the madness. But since I met him, we've turned recovery into a family thing. My daughter's got sober. I'm not going to put her business out there. My wife's sober. We got our family. We got our kids back. We got our family to get all because somebody made recovery look cool. That's what it is. Somebody made recovery. Somebody in recovery they had everything I wanted, man, and they didn't mind pouring out their knowledge on me. They didn't mind investing in me, because, man, any other person I probably would have shunned. I mean, like he wore the same shoes I kind of wore. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really wear his pants sagging, but. I guess that's a Memphis thing, but you know what I'm saying? But he was cool, man, and didn't look down on nobody, bro, like nobody. And for me, that's part of making recovery cool, is that we accept everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
We don't care if you're an alcoholic, an addict. We accept you. We love you. Let's figure out how to make this thing right, and let's get on with our life. Let's do this. We're building like you said last time, we're building our recovery families. Like right now, our families are growing, and that's the goal for me, man. Man, I want a whole army.
And
for a family.
I'll tell you what I love about recovery too is, like, you come to one of our meetings at night, you're going to have, I think right now we got close to 30 guys or something like that. It's going to be 30 dudes from all walks of life. I mean, total different people. But when we come together in a meeting, it's like an army of one, and that's what I love about it, man. It don't matter who you are, where you're from, or what you do, or none of that, man. We all fight that same battle, man. And because of that, it's a great feeling. It's a great thing to see, man. And I love it, man.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think this is what I tell people all the time. Get all the families you have. I got my biological family that supports me, even though they shouldn't after all I've done to them. I got my church family. I got my work family, which is also my recovery family. You know, and you get all these families of people who are proud of who you are and want to see you succeed, supporting you, and then you be that family to somebody else, you know? It's a beautiful thing when it all works like that. And I think that's what you like, going back to making recovery cool. Recovery is cool. It's your perspective on it that's not cool. Yes. When you start changing the definition of what is fun, when fun is no longer going to jail, being sick, being broke, hurting people, which is what twistedly, I'm sure in some way we thought was fun. We weren't looking at it like that we were doing all that, but that's what we were doing.
When I started drugs, I tell you what was cool. I was in school and it was like those guys that are making straight A's and, you know, studying at night, nerds, you know what I'm saying? The cool guys are out partying. And I tell you what, those cool guys are probably still partying. Those nerds have families, they run companies, you know, and that's a man to me. That's what's cool. Somebody that takes care of their responsibilities, somebody that takes care of their family, somebody like Matt Press is today. Well, you know, what he's done in the last 2 to 3 years now is crazy. It's crazy, man. You're killing it, bro.
Man,
you're killing it.
Yeah, I definitely got everything I prayed for. I just wasn't prepared for everything I prayed for. You know what I mean? But God's made a way. God has made a way. And I'm with you on the way you look. What is your definition of cool? My definition of cool is, hey, man, paying my bills. Yeah. My kids are proud of their daddy. My mama is proud of her son today. I have friends that can depend on me. You know, I get to watch my wife worship on the stage at church.
Awesome.
I've seen my wife do some crazy things, but there's nothing sexier to me than watching her worship Jesus. And her prayer life, man, that is I've never been more in love with my wife watching that, and I would have not had any of that without recovery. I just wouldn't. Like, man, we pray not to get pulled over or pray not to go to jail. Her prayer life is second to none, and I get to watch all this. Like you said, like the rewards, they just keep coming and keep coming, and sometimes I kind of get caught in that little rut where I'm like, but I know that if I'm struggling, it's by God. Like Tripp said, he likes to struggle. God, if I'm struggling right now, it's because he's preparing me for something bigger, and I have to remember that, not why is this happening to me? Why is this? What's going on? What am I supposed to learn here? Right. What am I supposed to learn in this situation? Because in my life, I know that if it's hard, I'm supposed to be learning something from it. Like I said, no pain in vain. And I have a lot less bad days today. Yeah. You know, and if I do, I got people around me that will pull me out of those bad days very, very quickly.
And you know what? I have to remind myself those bad days really aren't that bad.
They aren't that bad.
Like, you know, a bad day for me today.
Comparatively speaking, right?
I'm not sitting in a jail cell without a mat, you know, starving for some food. You know what I'm saying? So even my bad days, they're not that bad. Yeah. You know, there's nothing I can't get through. Yeah. You know.
I mean, a bad day for me in the past would have been being found face down in the gutter. Yeah. And you would think that would motivate me, but it didn't. You know. No. But today, a bad day what was motivated today is letting my people down. Yeah. Now, he's my boss. We're friends, but he's also my boss. And when he comes to work, he puts on that boss hat. You know, because if you're the boss's friend, he has to be harder on you than he is everybody else because they're expecting you to be easy on. No, he's definitely a boss. You know what I'm saying? But he holds me to a higher standard because he knows what I'm capable of. And I think that's why he is such a good mentor and what he does for the guys, because he knows what people are capable of, because he's watched it over and over. He's probably took 1,500 lives, 2,000 lives since you've been there, and he's seen it, and he knows that as long as you PTFO, then you're going to win. And we get caught in the storm. I use the analogy in the snow globe. If I'm in the snow globe and you shake it, all I see is the blizzard. But the person outside shaking it sees the whole scene. Sometimes I need somebody outside the snow globe to tell me what I'm not seeing, and I've got those people today. I've got those people.
Yeah, it's like the analogy, you can't see your own ears, but somebody can see your ears. That it's absolutely true. We need those people in our life to point that stuff out to us and to help us and to set the example. Man, you guys have a great relationship. I love that you have that and everybody able to work together and help other people.
Absolutely, and we appreciate you doing this, man. I take classes and watch your podcast.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of guys that have graduated recently say that they watch the podcast there. I think that's cool. Yeah. I'm gonna miss this, man. This is my second to last podcast.
Really?
Yeah. My last day at Turning Point is April 10th, and I'm moving to Colorado in mid-May.
Look what God's doing. Look what God did.
But I mean, I love the mountains. My wife has family out there. And we're just taking a step of faith and going out to, I don't even know. I know that I'm going to get plugged in recovery. I know that I'll probably be working in recovery on some level. I've already been looking into that. But I'm just taking a step of faith and going out for one last adventure. You know, I mean, all my family's here, so I'll be coming back to visit regularly. But I'm excited, man, because this has been a great season. I've worked here for almost 5 years. I've been doing this podcast for 4 years. As of, I think yesterday was the first 3 episodes dropped. Was yesterday, 4 years ago, and so that's crazy to me. I'll probably be doing something else. I'll always be doing what I do online, trying to spread gratitude and positivity and doing my music and stuff like that. But I'm going to be missing this because I get to meet awesome people like you guys. I've heard a lot about you, but I probably would have not met you if it hadn't been for this podcast. Right. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and they're going to continue doing it here. So Nathan says he's going to take it over. I look forward to seeing what it looks like under someone else's hosting. But
we're honored you had us for one of your last 2.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, dude, I really had a blast when both you guys came on separately, and you guys have positively affected so many people, and I knew it would be a great conversation because we're all talkers. You know, you get some people on here that don't say anything, and it's like pulling teeth to get them to tell their story, but I knew that wasn't the case here. So,
we love to talk.
We definitely talk, but you know what? I enjoyed this, man. Yeah. I really have, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss you, man. But hey, on to bigger and better, baby.
Yeah. I appreciate
grow
that.
Grow that family.
All right, love you guys.
Love you, bud.
Check us out on YouTube. We'll listen to our audio versions on Apple, Google, Spotify, Podbean, and as always, stay grateful.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction or in recovery and needs guidance, speak with Turning Point's team of peer support specialists by calling 270-444-3621. You are not alone, and we are proof that recovery is possible.